Okay, flooring pros, here's the recording for this week's flooring sales training. We're going to cover what we did last week. I'll do a recap and I'm going to expand on that some, probably for a couple of weeks now, because carpet is a broad topic. So we will get into other flooring categories as well. Just understand, I put this in the email to you, that the concept of this is that having the product knowledge isn't what's going to help sell the product. It really is more about understanding the customer and understanding how to sell the product. The people that are selling a ton of carpet are these guys, Empire and Express. They don't know anything about flooring. They're just good salespeople, and they've been given systems to be successful. You guys could do a more ethical job and be more knowledgeable, but understand how a good sales system works so you can help serve the customer. If you listen to the recording I have with Josh, I mean, that's his desire, is really to help customers. And that's not by overloading them with information. Mostly that's by understanding them, their needs, help choosing the product that's going to work the best for them. And that's not based on their budget or price. If you go based off their budget or price, you're not being sincere. You are trying to sell price. You will be competing based on dollars rather than, showing them a great product, offering that great service. So don't get stuck into that trap. We're going to show you ways to get around that. And that's what a good salesperson is going to do. They're going to figure out ways around that. So again, let's right from the beginning. It starts with, tell me about your project. What are you working on? People are going to call you up, randomly ask you, how much do you guys charge for carpet? And that's how you respond. If they come in your showroom, that's still how you respond. Tell me about the project. I want to know what's going on. Are you selling the house, or is this for you? How long do you plan on living in the home? We're going to interview them a little bit. What kind of action do you have going on? It's better to understand than be understood. We want to understand them. Okay, now the different carpets I went over last week, they're carpet for people renting or selling the house. They're going to live in the house 3 to 5 years or rent the house. Carpet for busy families. They're going to live there the rest of their lives, and Berber patterns. And I base this off my experience of talking to customers and listening to customers and listening to the things that they needed. And it was funny how often you would hear people say specifically that, we only plan to live there about 3 years. It's our starter home, and then we're going to sell it. So they're not in the market for the most expensive carpet, the nicest carpet, but they need something new to get them by. So understanding them and their need, oh, I've got the perfect carpet for you. I go right to it. Selling the house, you bring in a couple samples and you can handle that easily. 2 choices, gray, beige. These are selected by realtors to help sell the house faster for more money. If you can stock, keep them in stock. If you have an inventory, if you do have inventory that you want to get rid of, just don't bring out any more than 3, maybe 4 samples at the most. When you are going from the car to the house, don't bring all the samples with you, only bring 1 or 2. So go in the house first, figure out what's going to work best. I got the perfect thing for you. Let me go get it, and go bring your 1 or 2 samples in. Don't bring all the samples in, because the more you show them, the more they're going to want to see. So we have a prepared program. I talked about this last week. I talk about it often. The Home Seller Dream Program works really good just from a marketing and selling standpoint. Not only will you get realtors that are referring you, you will get repeat business from customers, and you'll get business from customers that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So having a thought out program, and you can do it any way you want. You don't have to do it the way we did it, which is only pay $100 down. You can really think it through and do something unique. So they're going to be there 3 to 5 years. I have my carpet line that I recommend. Might grab a sample book or something like that. So you've all got a carpet line that you think would be good. It's a little bit less expensive. If they got a busy household, you're not going to show them the same stuff. You shouldn't, because it's not going to hold up at all for them. So they're going to live there 10 years. They got kids and dogs. That carpet's good too they're going to live there the rest of their lives. I create a Bolera, which we're not selling much anymore because that blue backing's not holding up as well, or having problems having to go back and repair installs. But you can do this to other brands of carpet. You have something really good that you believe in and it's going to hold up well. Tell the customer this is made for high traffic areas and stairs. If they have stairs, you're going to be able to sell that carpet. So nice line of Berbers and patterns. The most important thing to the customer, how it looks, how it feels. They want the ability to keep it clean. That's, maybe third on their list at best. That's not first on their list. All the manufacturers believe that's the number one thing. It's not. If they're wanting to keep it clean, they're going to go to hard surface. They want to know how long it's going to last. And then I shared the vacuum strategy with you last week, and that's simply to compliment them on their desire to take care of their carpet. And wow, you take such good care of it. This will last you forever. You make them feel good about themselves. So setting the in-home estimate. Okay, they called you up on the phone. They're ready to schedule the appointment. So you're vetting them out. We did cover this in another class. I want to cover this again, specifically for carpet. They establish that they have a growing family. They'll be there for some time, or they're going to live there the rest of their lives. So what should you bring out? Don't ask them, what color do you like? Or what style do you like? Or things like, do you prefer a polyester or nylon? Do you like a pattern? Don't ask them those questions because people do not have the answer. They don't shop for carpet often enough. And in most cases, they don't know what they're looking for. So by asking them those questions that they can't answer, you're actually making them feel uncomfortable. What you do want to ask is, do you know what you're looking for? Or would you like me to bring a good selection out for you? As the customer, you're knowledgeable and prepared. You're in the business. You know what you're doing. Yes, I trust you to bring out and recommend something that you would recommend I have. Look, we all want help and recommendations. How many times are you in a restaurant and you ask the person serving you, say, what would you recommend here? Because we have trouble making up our mind. So asking them these questions actually is not a good strategy. Ask them if they know what they're looking for. If they do know, and they say, oh yeah, we want a Berber in this color, and they know what they're looking for, great, you go off of that. Hey, Michael. I got started already. I'm in the middle of our presentation now. So we're talking about setting the in-home estimate and how you do that. And what I was saying is that you don't ever ask the customer what color do they like or what style do you like. You say, do you know what you're looking for, or would you like me to bring a good selection out for you? And then giving them options. I like this because I want them to choose between me or me. I don't want them to choose between me and another company. So I will give her, usually if they choose the color and the style they're looking for, if that's available in a couple different ounce weights, I would show her both. This comes in a 45 ounce or 55 ounce, or you can get a 65 ounce in the same selection. So when given somebody an option, which one do you think that they choose? Most people will guess that they choose the one in the middle, and that's usually billed as the most valuable or best value. But I have seen time and time again that when you give people these options, they always go with the best. And they don't even consider the least expensive. So they either go with the middle or the best. So they did a study in Disney like this too, where they had these different size balls that you can buy, and the prices were astronomically different because it's Disney. And these were really cheap ass balls that they would sell that were inflatable balls. You get them at Walmart for like $2. At Disney, they're like $200. But people were buying the big balls for their kids or grandkids or whatever. When given people options, they have a tendency to choose the best. Given both prices really helps them save money. It helps them consider that and have the ability to save money. And you'll find out many times they choose not to. So in this scenario, let's say we got 2 rooms of carpet they total 425 feet. She shared with you already, she didn't really want to spend more than $2,500. When they give you a budget like that, I suggest that you ignore that. You might acknowledge it by saying, well, here, let me give you this. I know it's more than what you wanted to spend, but I wanted to show you this anyway, and we can go from there. Because she already fell in love with the selection, the color, she went and picked out the style and all that. So give her a price on something nicer than what she wanted. If you do the 55 ounce, the total would be $34.17. And the 45 ounce, same carpet, is $31.79. So if you wanted to save, you'd save about $250 by doing the 45 ounce. Now, another thing you can do, if you're like us and you have inflated prices, say, hey, we can do the 55 ounce for the 45 ounce price. I got that backwards. But anyhow, you can do the 55 ounce carpet for the 45 ounce price. Now, this is a special. I work with the suppliers all the time to give us this special. So they usually got their premium carpet. So for a time, let's sell it for the lower price. And we can offer the customer to get, I always wanted really good values. And to me, a really good value wasn't cheap carpet. It was expensive carpet that was cheaper. So we can help them save some money, but I want them to save money on expensive stuff. And you'll find if you position it this way, they will go for the thing that's most expensive. And look, I think you should be ethical and honest. You're not doing this to get inflated prices. But the fact is if you sell more expensive carpet, one, they're going to love you more because they're going to love the product. Nobody ever writes a bad review about the price. They don't even mention the price in the reviews when they love the product and service that they got. Okay. The only time they mention the price is if they felt like they got ripped off because you didn't do what you said you were going to do. You didn't show up or didn't take care of repairs, something like that. Then they'll mention the price. But if they're happy with the carpet and the service, they will never mention the price and feel like they got overcharged. But the other reason you want to do it, ethically speaking, is because, you got a busy household. They want something that's good, that they're going to like, and it's going to last them a long time. So it's a lot more ethical to sell them something at $3,400 than it is to sell them something at $2,500 that's not going to hold up. You can meet that price desire that they have, but I'm telling you, if it's not going to hold up, they're going to hate you no matter what price. And saying, well, you get what you paid for, that doesn't fly. We all say that in our forum, but that doesn't fly with a customer. And none of us say that to a customer. And we don't want to be that guy. I'd rather be the guy that's charging her a lot more than what she expected and giving her an outstanding carpet and an outstanding experience versus the guy that's trying to meet her price, but because he's got it in his warehouse or it's seconds, or he's just trying to meet a price criteria. It's no way to do business too. You're just never going to grow your business that way if you're so price conscious. So a couple things that I want you to practice over the next week. And again, you can do this with any product. It doesn't have to be carpet. We'll go over other products later, but if you guys are selling carpet, then try this stuff out. So I want you to show carpet that's more than what they wanted to spend. If you do this, you show them something more expensive, and just be prepared to show them something a little less expensive that more meets their budget or whatever. If you do that strategy that way, whatever you have that's less expensive, you'll be able to sell at a higher margin. So If you start off with the thing that's less expensive, you're going to have to drop your price down from there. They're going to want to save money. So it's better that they save money off a higher price than a lower price. Okay, so it works really good as a strategy, psychologically speaking, to give people those options of something more expensive. It makes whatever's less expensive seem like it's not that bad. And we've all done it before, where we go in, we're expecting, to pay $1,500 for a service. And all of a sudden we find out it's $2,700, and well, okay, I'll do it for $2,200. Doesn't sound that bad. So, we all will immediately increase our budget and our expectations. And then the other thing I want you to practice is give them the selection between, if they show that desire to spend less money or save money, or they're on a budget, give them the option to buy, especially the higher ounce weight. If you have that and she likes the color, just give her both prices and let them decide what's expensive and what's not. They'll justify it themselves. You don't have to do it. I love paper invoices. If you're using electronic, that's fine. But again, I think you should give prices in the home. There's just so much evidence I can tell you from the effectiveness of giving them a price in the home versus taking it home, working it out, and sending it back to them. But let's say you do it electronically, then get a scratched piece of paper with your header on it and write down the price there. Write down the products they're getting and the price. So again, they can see something physical and tangible, and your handwriting is less intimidating than prices on a computer screen or 12-point text that they're reading with details and all the information on it. I always say you got to sell the sex. So as you're writing out any kind of paperwork, include the things like free furniture move if you're going to do that. We do that as part of the price that we give. We do Dumbo spray. We treat the floors with an enzyme treatment. We don't charge them extra. It's built into the price. Talked to somebody today that was wanting to pay the supplier sales tax in Arizona. That's how we do it. We pay our supplier sales tax. And so we don't charge the customer sales tax. It's built into the price because it just increases our cost of goods. So if you're doing it that way, you can also put the sales tax on there and then cross it out and say, well, I'll take care of it for you. So you can show them how you're saving money by taking care of the sales tax for them. A little bit of bullshit, but it works. Okay, so practice these things. Give me your feedback. Give me your questions. If you are hung up on anything and don't quite get what I went over, send me a note. Let me know. And especially if you're stuck on something, let me know so I can do a video about it for everybody. I did a video on how to measure carpet. I hope that worked for those of you that are still using a tape measure and trying to figure it out and don't have the electronics. Those electronics work great. I'm not a software guy, but boy, if you can get Measure Square or something like that and learn how to use it, they're invaluable. But I want to do a video on how to create a retail square footage price based on the square yardage price of the carpet. Because we have in our system, we have grids that if the wholesale price is X amount, we know what the retail price is. We don't have to add it all up and figure it out. You just at the drop of a hat. So we mark everything in the showroom and in the sample books. We'll put a price tag on them. So to get price tags, you can get Avery labels. We also don't price everything accurately in that if it's between a range, we're going to price it the same. So our price tags are $2 a square foot, $2.50, $3, $3.50, $4, $4.50. So we might go up in 50-cent increments, but so if it's somewhere in between, we want to group pricing together, and these displays that the manufacturers came up with are insane. I mean, they have multiple SKUs on them, and they should not have multiple pricing on them. No display should have any more than 2 or 3 prices on it. So if somebody's looking at it, they can get a good, better, best. I love this display from Shaw. I'll tell you a little story. We had a display from Shaw. Actually, their old display worked much better than their new display, but their old display had silver, gold, and platinum. So a 35 ounce, 45 ounce, and 55 ounce. And we sold the hell out of it. And I was wondering, why is it that we're selling so much Shaw and we're not selling Mohawk? Because we had the big color wall with Mohawk too. And it really occurred to me that the reason we weren't selling Mohawk is it was very hard to understand. They had a sign on there that meant nothing. They didn't have any ounce weights. The pricing was all over the board. So I bought in the Mohawk rep and I said, we need to clean this thing up. I want 3 ounce weights. They have 4. I said, drop the 35 ounce. We'll just do the 45, 55, 65. We'll come up with the 3 prices, and you got to make everything fit within our pricing strategy. So they did that, and we started selling the hell out of it because it was easy for the salespeople. That it's not even the customer, it's the salesperson to go up to a display and tell that story without having to go look up the prices. So if you're a salesperson in any store, whether it's behind the display or somewhere, or you've got some kind of code, make it easy for the salesperson to tell the story and know that pricing. They should know that pricing without having to go look it up. You do not want to break the experience they have with that customer. Okay, so anytime they get interrupted, customer gets sidetracked, they go on their cell phone or they start looking around, and it may take you a while to get the pricing, pull it up on your computer. Don't go through all that crap. Put it on your display somewhere, whether it's there for the customer to see or it's behind the display, written in a way that only you guys can read it. So as business owners and managers, it's on us to make it easy for our salespeople to sell. So you can do that and make it easy for your salespeople. All right, gang. So like I said, we only got one person on the call. So you guys listen to the recording and give me the feedback. Let me know what you think. If you understood it, if you need a little more clarity, let me know. Talk to you guys later.